At least 9 volunteers of Nungshum Meitei village killed and 10 others injured in violence that erupted at Kamenlok area in Imphal East district. Republican Party of the India Athwale President Ramdas Athwale expresses worry over killings of 9 Meitei civilians in Kamenlok violence, appeals for peace in Manipur. In wake of attacks on civilians and unrest, 15 organizations of Manipur submit memorandum to United Nations seeking urgent intervention of human rights and humanitarian issues in Manipur. And curfew reimposed from 9 a.m. onwards in both Imphal East and Imphal West districts after violence broke out in Kamenlok area. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. I'm KANGUJAM SHELLYRA, bringing you the top stories and latest news at this hour. At least 9 volunteers of Nungshum Meitei village were killed and 10 others injured in violence that erupted in Kamenlok area of the Imphal East district around 11 p.m. yesterday. Out of the 9 deceased persons, 8 are identified as 22-year-old Haubizam Somren Kumar, son of late H. Chauba from Pangai Waiton Lamkhai, 34-year-old Moirangthem Hemant, son of M. Nila Singh from Oksu Mamang Leikai, Laisham Suresh, son of L. Samungo from Oksu Mamang Leikai, Yumnam Innau, son of Waikula from Oksu Mayai Leikai, 43-year-old Konjengbam Sankar, son of K. Samungo, resident of Itam Nungoi Awang Leikai, 28-year-old Telem Thoithoi, son of T. Surzit from Tlimakong Mapal, 28-year-old R.K. Prashanta, son of R.K. Santamani, resident of Kurai Kompal Ningthobum Tleikai, 32-year-old Laisham Narendra, son of El Sanahenni, also from Kurai Kompal Ningthobum Tleikai. They are all from the Imphal East district. Identified of the 90 person is yet to be ascertained till the time of filing this report. Their toll may increase according to Impact News sources. Suspected Kuki militants attacked Nungshum village in Kamenlok area in between Imphal East district and Kampokpi district. Kuki militants rounded the area from all 4 sides and launched attack by opening fire and hurling bombs on the village volunteers who were preparing dinner. 7 volunteers were killed on the spot and 2 succumbed to injuries at Ras Medicity in North AOC Imphal. 10 volunteers who sustained serious injuries in the attack are undergoing treatment at Ras Medicity. Bodies of the 9 deceased persons have been deposited at Janam's morgue. Meanwhile, Kundrapum MLA Tokson Lokeshwar and Wangkai MLA Tangzam Arun Kumar met with the victims at Ras Medicity and extended help to them.
Hojii leiriba situation sida akoi Manipur se toiba thodok singje akoi lebak parja myamna khangbo phomak tani leiriba Manipur se leiriba COC organization khudimangna akoi Manipur se kari irang thoi ge je mayamna haidadraga su panadraga su thoi phomak tani tanghom de hoji phobu sathar jariba irang asida hoji nongsum hairiba khunji da leiriba akoi khunja singjina awa potharaga leiring ai charaga sidaida kokoi military singjina laaga moi kunthra muk laiga mapam marang khangdana hairiba nongmai sina matang kapsalak podagi akoi gi mise adogi matik sokpani akoi di sengna haragadi akoi di defense tawna leibani aduga moina attack lakpani sengna haragadi akoi di khulai matik sana paiba nate aduna yarim makhai akoi gi leiriba Manipur si leiriba parja sing amadi ranai COC sing amatona punjal lerga hoji leiriba irang sida chap chaba wan tong porpo ngamna honabiu aduga tongan ba ranai sultan sing na aigi titan tana honabiganu hoji leiriba situation je Manipur gi asu luraba tanja asi deida akoi gi leiriba MLA minister mayamna tumi le thopki mathok tade aduna hayeng haiba numisidagi koki military sing je kodakta dispose tawdragadi loktok targadi akan mongda akoi Manipur sida tangdu le tadaba yam tongan ba system amada war tongan ba civil war ma lakpa ya ba condition lebe je atu matam da leiri ba ranai sangstan COC amati MLA khudimang na punjal lerga masi amatoina thona phana lepi lerga akhoi gi parja se akhoi gi izati je kandaba yati haibagi wakalon da atu matam da lengak na matik saba thabuk lokhot pi haibase akhoi gi nongsum gi leiri ba parja sing maikai digi aina ngasi gi media gi thongna thamjari.
Union Minister of State for Social Justice and Empowerment and President of Republican Party of India, Athwale, Ramdas Athwale, expresses worry over the killings of 9 Meitei civilians in Kamenglong area and over escalating violence in Manipur with involvement of armed Kuki militants. Ramdas Athwale was speaking on the sidelines of receiving a memorandum in connection with Manipur crisis from the RPI Athwale National Secretary Mahesh Thaunawjamt in Delhi today. The memorandum highlighted that Union Home Minister Amit Shah's recent state visit has failed to restore peace and normalcy in the state as violence incidents continue to be reported. Ramdas Athwale stressed that justice should be delivered to people of Manipur. He urged all for concerted efforts to restore peace and harmony in the state. Mahesh Thaunawjamt said that memorandum will also be submitted to Union Minister of External Affairs and Union Defence Minister as they are proof of involvement of Chin Kuki militants from across the border.
हिंसा हो रही है। कल मैते कम्युनिटी के 9 लोगों की हत्या भी वहां हुई है। तो मैं सभी मणिपुर के लोगों को अपील करना चाहता हूं कि माननीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी मणिपुर में आए थे। उन्होंने सभी लोगों को शांति रखने का ऐलान किया है। मैं भी मेरे रिपब्लिकन पार्टी ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से सामाजिक न्याय और अधिकारिता राज्य मंत्री के नाते मैं सभी मणिपुर की जनता को आह्वान कर रहा हूं कि आपने शांति रखना ही मणिपुर का भला है और मणिपुर का अपना राज्य है। मणिपुर को विकास की दिशा से आगे ले जाना है, मणिपुर के हर आदमी को न्याय देना है, तो वहाँ शांति की बहुत बड़ी आवश्यकता है और वहाँ सभी समुदाय ने शांति रखनी चाहिए, ना कि एक दूसरे पर हमले नहीं करना चाहिए। ऐसा मैं सभी लोगों को अपील करना चाहता हूँ।
15 different organizations of various communities in Manipur have submitted a memorandum to United Nations Secretary General seeking urgent intervention in human rights and humanitarian issues in Manipur since May 3. The memorandum dated June 13 seeks proof on the involvement of Kuki militants under suspension of the operation agreement in inciting and provoking ethnic tension as the international humanitarian laws and established constitutional provisions and rules of ground rules. It says an unbiased international and intervention to Manipur crisis is the need of the hour to end violence and restore normalcy. The memorandum pleads for the application of the United Nations established protocols and standards mandated by the international humanitarian laws so that armed Chin Kuki groups involved in inciting civilians to indulge in violence be brought to justice. The memorandum signed by representatives of 15 various organizations has also been submitted to agencies and offices which are working alongside the United Nations. The memorandum highlights the history of Manipur and genesis of the prevailing violence that erupted on May 3 and how it has affected the state. The 15 organizations also urged the UN to mandate the International Committee of Red Cross, ICRC, to extend its humanitarian reliefs and services to all the victims of the present violence. The memo further appeals to UN to put pressure on the government of India to uphold the territorial and administrative integrity and unity of Manipur, to pressurize the government of India and central security establishments to ensure adequate security measures in vulnerable areas so that communities displaced can return to their original settlement areas. The memoranda also appeals Nurot sent visiting mission of the UNI ICRC in Manipur. In wake of the Kamenglong violence, curfew relaxation hours have been curtailed in both Imphal East and Imphal West district. Curfew was reimposed from 9 a.m. today. Movement of people and vehicles are restricted. All shops and market establishments are closed and roads were deserted looks. Security personnel are being deployed at strategic locations to prevent any unwanted incidents.
Kamenglong area da ngarang numidang Kuki Lalabuni signal signal no capsule of the Mapan Gassi of Sang Lahutibulena, or Riba Irangi, Fuma Cinnamon, Orega, Manipur Damar in Imphal West, Imphal East District, Curfew Kompoki Matamasi, Pung Mangadagi, Midang Pung Tok Fabo and Bado, ayuki pung mapanda curfew tension motam si lotion gidna ngasi ayuk pung mapanda gi khoi Imphal West district da curfew hokre maram asina Imphal West district da maro impact tv gi office le debo kasampok area si lambi da hojak pawa mi jatok sin to bisang asiam na hanthakre loina dukan sing thong lona kre khoi Imphal West district asida Manipur police ki makai digi loina security persons ki makai digi tong ton ba major sing ga lokho pak loina koi panda tho sing thok tana ba masung orli phe masin maram oraga irang thorok pak kya da gi ngak thok ngamna ba security ki deploy to bog loina sahung thong kya lokhali padonjari ba camera pasal aramam yuheng loina lalpal hengmam impact news Imphal.
Notwithstanding inclement weather, people shock and rent form human chain from Kanchipur to Langthabal along National Highway number 2 today, condemning the attack in Kamen Lok area by suspected Kuki militants, which has killed at least 90 people and injured more than 10 people. Speaking on the sidelines, convener of Peace and Integrity Committee, Kyamgai Chingakam Megachandras, urged experts and intellectuals from all quarters to leave the Meitei community as Manipur government has taken a backseat in resolving the prevailing crisis facing the state. He demanded government of India to revoke the suspension of the operation agreement with Kuki militants and to stop double crossing. While President of all Kiamgai Mera Paibilot Ohong Bomt Ibeyaima urged all to come together and strike against threats to Manipur integrity. People to braving terrain chanted slogans to implement NRC in Manipur, to withdraw SUPAC with Kuki militants and to protect the territorial integrity of Manipur. Local South Hangang constituency staged protest meet today at Ibudot Asay Ningtho Sanglant in Matai, condemning relevant authorities for failing to restore normalcy in the state. Members of local Mera Paibi groups, local clubs and representatives from Nagaching and Patilong village took part in the protest meet. Matai Women Development Association Secretary Tamfa said they are worried and saddened by the loss of lives in the ongoing violence which has been going on for more than 40 days. She also expressed anguish over the killings in Kamenglok area and questioned what the elected representatives are doing to restore peace in the state. Protesters also paid 2-minute silence tribute to the departed soul of the Kamenglok incident. Kundrapam MLA TH Lokishore said Manipur is under attack from militants of foreign-based People's Defence Force, PDF, and condemned the silence of Manipur and central governments. He was speaking on the sidelines of the visit to Janim's mortuary, where bodies of the 90 people who were killed in Kamenglok are kept. MLA Lokeshwar said Prime Minister and Home Minister could have resolved the prevailing issue right at the initial stage if they truly consider communities coexisting in Manipur as Indians. He urged them to make sincere efforts to understand and resolve the crisis before it gets too late. He also urged Chief Minister N. Biren to deploy adequate security forces in the violence-prone areas and help prevent further attacks on the civilians. The MLA also expressed worry that hospitals in the state are facing shortage of medicines. He said center and local businessmen should come together to address the matter.
Manipur the Kundane, Minari Bajati, Punava Kosh, Amaga Maganukshi, and Lamina, Manipur Imalebak, Kaibiaro, Imalebak, Kaibatakadi, Manipur, Punamak, Loin, Kamina, has a Kamina Rega, Praja section Punamadu, Topi de Lagana, Lomina Rega, Gamet of Indiana, Koshi Tarokana with Tajabase, Sum Mangela was in Hajabane, 2-3 days Amaka, Honorable Prime Minister Mosung, Home Minister Masida, Tona to be Matana Lak with Haraga, Isani, Kanabase, oh, yet Chetu Yaraga, Kanaba Yaragana, Kambi Natragadi, Sungsho Shodane, Marik Pidi Maja with Haraga. Leba celebrate Maitei Jati Ido, Shoida Tolakan have it in the Haimama Tola, Jimmy said, Hajan was a, how do you say, take a security process, ma'am, say, Machitangai, but listening to Matalan be there, listening down the Matalan, Mashipuni Kulai, Patana Pan, Central Parametric Process, Kaluna, Luna, Mapam, Sangiraga, Sibil Sangrama, Songi, Sibil Sangrama, not talk with Hadakana, Laibak, Kanaba, Tumimutan, Honabi, Ajay, Honorable Jimmy Sigma to Apple Togari.
Shugunu MLA Keranjal lambasted the 10 Kuki MLAs who had demanded a separate administration as being unconstitutional and accused them of acting as per the dictates of militants with whose support they had won election. MLA Ranjit was speaking on the sidelines of paying a visit at Hairok Higher Secondary School relief camp opened under the initiative of Hairok MLA Dr. Thoksom Tradeshyam. MLA Ranjit said leaders of 10 like-minded political parties, including himself, are trying to meet with Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi on the prevailing issue. He condemned Chief Minister N. Biren for failing to convene an all-political party meeting till date to resolve the ongoing crisis. Ranjit also informed that Manipur governor has given approval for permanent deployment of Manipur Rifles or IRB battalion at Sero Lamkhai to restore normalcy in Sero, Suknu, Napat and other nearby villages. General Secretary of the MPCC, P. Sharachandra, also condemned the inaction of Manipur and central governments in resolving the violent situation in the state. Speaking on the sidelines of the prayer meeting at Ibudo Marsing in Haingang, organized by Haingang Block Congress Committee today, Sharachandra said both central and state governments have failed to acknowledge the situation. Taking a jab on the double-engine BJP government, Sharachandra demanded the government to take concrete actions and also to facilitate return of displaced people who are currently taking shelter in relief camps.
Kanglup maselgi silnau kaya siraba phawda adum wangangum ngangdagum tawdaya dabagi adum tawba samna harakanda Indian Constitution phajana ngakpa ngamdaba democracy chatpalibak shigi waiba chanapatha constitutional article mayam phajana pangthokpa ngamdabasi ekoi parja singna yamna nungai jadaba ekoi hujik tangdu leitaba pame Manipur sarkar gi su changhaningi Bharat sarkar gi su changhaningi relief camp da lairiba tumbam chabam khangdadan lairiba charging inaujing isujing imaibel kayasi magi laifamda hanagi adumaina tangdu leitana leiduna koi myambu nungai namtang hingba haibido Manipur sarkar nasu tat part ki action nataba akanba achumba phirep kaloina action lokhat piyo Bharat sarkar dagi su amutang section na yengbiraga Manipur se shanti leiba ama amutang di wehin biu.
Members and volunteers of Haurang Kairelt Village Development Association, Haurang Kairelt Youth Club and local Tamera Party Group stays sit-in at Haurang Kairelt May Lekai Community Hall today, demanding implementation of the NRC in Manipur and to revoke suspension of the operation agreement with Kuki militants. Haurang Kairelt Youth Club also reported provided relief materials to relief camps opened at Tairing Popi, Fayeng Kadangband, Kurai Haikru Makong, Itai Kuno, Hautok Tampa Kuno, Tangalawai, Sabalekai and Tangalawai. More than 2,000 people, including leaders of Kabui, Maring, Kom, Aimol, Tangkult and Meitei communities, took 6 resolutions in a public meeting convened yesterday by Federation of the Haumi and All Wangjing Klamding Kairin Bikok Club Organization. The meeting held at Thawal District Wangjing Ningthau Sangland reaffirmed demands on abrogation of Sioux agreement with foreign-based extremists KNO, KNA, KRA, ZRA, ZRO, UPF, adopting 1951 as base year for NRC, protection of reserved and protected forests in Manipur, withdrawal of separate administration called by 10 Kuki MLAs. They also demanded Kuki community to stop illegal poppy cultivation and Manipur community to exclude non-indigenous communities from Manipur, Gazette number 309. President of the All Manipur United Club Organization, Amuko Nando Lowang, alleges that present crisis in Manipur resulted from the divisive policy of the central government. Amuko today observed the 22nd protest day against the divisive policy of Government of India at his office in Kwakatil, Akampleka. Speaking on the sidelines, Nando Luang accused Government of India of trying to break the integrity of Manipur since June 14, 2001. He urged Centre to stop playing communal politics. The Amukot leader claimed that the Manipur violence is premeditated by Centre. He continued to allege the Centre of dividing state MLAs at Kuki, Meitei and Naga, creating hatred among communities in Manipur. Nando said people in Manipur should find out the secret agenda of Centre.
Amadana Muthaja Piraga, Amadana Muthaja Piba, Tomaitoga, Manipurgi upon Basakam, Fugainaba, Ponerbasilepio, Madulep, the Manipurgi Miam, Lakan Piria, Pamalogi, Matam Lakani, Manipur Miamgi, amadi amuko gi perepti Manipur gi territorial integrity amadi administrative integrity kai ba yaroi kana gumbana kanglup frup da yumpam moiraga organization tawraga natraga lan nawraga Manipur gi apun basaktam da singnaba adigi Manipur gi apun balenga kachi gi mayokta tongan ba administrative unit ama natraga tongan balenga administration ama leina ba khonar dargadi madu amuko na matam puna mag thingnagani amuko na chathaduna lakliba protest ti ase kana gumba kanglup frup organization amadigi mayokta nate government of India na kang kaya da akoi gi sanari ba akoi masin gi marakta khadana na ba akoi masin gi matka thaja ba wana na ba akoi masin bu amana amada warau na ba tawri ba thaba adugi mayoktani.
Rapid Action Force RAF suspends Sub-Inspector General Duty of B106 Battalion Hussain and Head Constable Arun Kumar Swen, who were caught on CCTV vandalizing private vehicles and window panes at Yaskul Yumnam Lekai and Moirangkhom. An inquiry has been initiated against the two suspended personnel. As per order issued by Commandant of the Battalion, Nishit Kumar, the suspended personnel will be detained at RAF 100 Battalion Headquarters and they will not be allowed to go out without prior permission. Press note from Democratic Bharatiya Samaj Party Manipur State Committee expresses suspicion over the inclusion of a minister who had spearheaded demand for a separate administration in the Peace Committee headed by Manipur Governor. While press note released by Kangleipak and Balub Manipur demands BJP to declare by June 18 its stance on Manipur issue and on demand of a separate administration by 7 BJP MLAs including 2 ministers. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you news on result declaration for medical entrance exam NEET UG 2023. Keep watching Impact News.
Imphal Valley Academy, Ghari Makhalekai Airport Road. Admission open for Class 11 Science and Arts 2023-24. Special features: spacious campus with conducive academic atmosphere, smart class, psychosocial counseling, NEET NG coaching by Kota experts. For more details, contact numbers on the screen. Comprehensive Concept School, affiliated to COSM, Konjinglekai Sangai Pro Airport Mamang. Admission open for Class 11 Science 2023-24. Students scoring 90% and above. Free admission fee, tuition fees, textbooks, school uniform and hostel. Students scoring 85% and above. Free admission fees, textbooks and tuition fees. Students scoring 80% and above. Free admission fees and tuition fees. Students scoring 70% and above. Free admission fees. And students scoring 60% and above. Free half admission fees. Admission fee only rupees 5,000 for first 70 students. And direct admission for all categories.
Kangandaba Pan Syndicate Kwamana Pushilakpada Atopa Kanglupta Dex Tiraga Pushila Ihaina, Haukiba Tangma Panda Fongba Pauche Singda Yaukiba Duki Matanga, Karigumba Kara Kanganjari Madude, Pan Syndicate Pushilakiba Kwamana Singado, Juribam Imphal Lambida Security Personnel Singna, Escort Toraga Purakpane, Kwamana Singado, Churachan Purama de Kangpokpi District Faraga Pushilakibanate. Pan Syndicate Tauriba Tabak Tora Masida, Achum Aran Kangbining by Yarbaso, Office Talakpiduna, Detail Kudingma Yang Yagani Amasong, Makagi number Asida, contact Obirapa Yagani, Kanganjariba, the Pan Syndicate, Pauna Bazar Masjid Road, contact number 9233 909 704.
Welcome you all to UNACO School. Admissions open for Class 11 Science to UNACO School, Coleman and Matram, affiliated to CBSE, New Delhi. Admission also open to Class 11 Science and Arts to UNACO School, Changara, affiliated to Kosam, Manipur. Special coaching classes for hostelers by 4 expert teachers, namely Pedro David Maitin, Dr. Ravi Khan, K.H. Hemant Singh and Dr. Chong Tham, Narayot Sriat respectively, for science subjects. Hurry up for admission to Class 11 Science and Arts to UNACO schools.
Welcome you all to UNACO College, Kongman, Imphal East, an exclusive co-educational college offering both BA and BAc courses. UNACO College will be affiliated to Manipur University, Kanjipur. First academic session will begin in July 2023. Hurry up! Registrations and admissions open for 2023-24 academic session.
Manipur Institute of Aviation and Hospitality, Changangai Airport Road. Admission open for certification course in air hostess training and airport operations, airline management, diploma course in hotel management and BVOC in hotel management training. Masida Sunatana, Manipur the Ihan Hanba Oina, commercial pilot training admission su Hogjere. Akak number Sydney 100% placement assistance Kamliba institution ni Masida Sunatana airlines kaya da su equity satra kaya amushu placement funkrabani.
Welcome back. After the break, you're watching Primetime English Bulletin. National Testing Agency declared the result for medical entrance exam NEET UG 2023 yesterday. Pravajant J from Tamil Nadu and Bora Barun Chakravati from Andhra Pradesh topped the exam with 99.99 percentile. Maximum qualifying candidates are from Uttar Pradesh, followed by Maharashtra and Rajasthan. The National Testing Agency conducted the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test UG on May 7 for 20,87,462 candidates at 4,097 different centers located in 499 cities throughout the country, including 14 cities outside India. The examination was conducted in 13 languages: Assamese, Bengali, English, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Malayalam, Marathi, Odia, Punjabi, Tamil, Telugu and Urdu. For violence hit Manipur, the exam was conducted on June 6 across 22 centers in Imphal East and Imphal West districts. Amid ongoing economic blockade imposed on National Highway 2 Imphal Dimapur Road by cookies, bringing much plight to people of the state, a vehicle heading for Churchampur, which is dominated cookie community, was caught carrying packaged milk and juice in Imphal area. Locals in the Imphal area asked how the vehicle heading to Churchampur was given a free passage when all other goods trucks heading to Imphal are not allowed to pass through Kampopi area owing to month-long blockade imposed by cookies. The vehicle, driven by one Deepak Das bearing registration number TRO1AV1677, was transporting the items for one Bajrang store based in Churchampur. Locals of Langjing, Patsoi, Takilt and Hainopok nabbed the truck at around 9:30 p.m. yesterday at Jiri parking in Langjing. A member of Langjing Achawa Manikleka Merapai Bilo, KH Bilasini, said they will distribute the items to various relief camps sheltering displaced people.
National Highway 37 Imphal Dimapur lambi thingai parak seisida National Highway 32 jiri lambi seisida Susampuda puna bani haidana jiri parking da tada lot tawdana pot mayam ama lere me Susampu puna bani na asigi se akhoi maira paibi haidi Imphal West manung da leiba maira paibi Langjing achauba Patsoi Tayen aduga Langjing makhala haina bok tabungkhok mayam changdana akhoi saba maira paibi mayam chingdara pot se relief camp de thona ba khoi sem sare.
Thado Student Association TSA Sadek Hills has donated food items and essential commodities to inmates of Baptist High School relief camp at Modbung in Saitu constituency, Kampopi district. More than 2,000 displaced people are taking refuge at the relief camp. TSA Sadek Hills President Paumilong Lobund said that the relief materials were contributed by Thado people who are residing outside the state. Kakching High School 1984 matric batch has provided monetary aid to 7th relief camps opened in Kakching district. Batch President and Munal Meitei stressed the need for collective efforts by 34 communities in Manipur in restoring peace in the state. He appealed to Daga and Meitei Bengal communities to play a pivotal role in restoring normalcy in the state. Members of Brahmapur Nahabam Women's Welfare Association, Brahmapur Nahabam Imphal East, also provided relief materials including drinking water to inmates of relief camps opened in Fayeng area. Association members Santi Kiran appealed to local clubs, organizations and generous individuals to extend help to these displaced people and urged the relevant authorities to restore peace in the state. Mairapai members of Thamibant, Lairen Hanzaba Lekai and Meitei Pambai provided relief items to people who are taking shelter at Torbung, Pawak Chau, Itai Owang Lekai. The relief items were donated by Thangmeiban residents and Ningtocha Lanza or Meitei Pambai. Karamtu Water Supply Drivers Association, led by Association President Lockend, also provided relief items at Moirang Kuno relief camp. Assam Rifles has carried out mega medical camp at relief camps opened in violent hit areas of Kampokpi, Motbung, Saikut, Laitan Pokpi and Dolai Thabi. A pediatrician, a gynecologist and an NHS sociologist provided free medical consultation and treatment to around 4,500 people, including 2,500 women and 1,000 children. Free medicines were also distributed to people during the camp. Youth Careers Guidance Organization YOCGO under the banner of Amuko and UCM carried out social service at Kekrupot Memorial Complex ahead of 22nd, the Great June Uprising and Unity Day. YOCGO said they will strive for the territorial integrity of Manipur. Voluntary blood donation camp and campaign to mark World Blood Donors Day was held at RIMS Imphal today. Lifesavers Manipur, Department of Transfusion Medicines RIMS, State Blood Cell NHM Manipur, SBTC Manipur and HDFC Bank Imphal jointly organized the camp. Many volunteers donated blood. Volunteers of Thangmeiban to Improvement Cloud TIC also donated blood at Janims Hospital today with an aim to meet the requirement of blood during medical emergencies and save lives. One India Foundation today observed World Blood Donors Day on Give Blood, Give Plasma, Share Life, Share Often. A blood donation camp led by One India Foundation General Secretary was carried out as a part of the observance. The blood camp was jointly organized by volunteers of the One India Foundation, United Club Organizations and Apunba Maira Paividluk Kisamthong. All around 20 volunteers gave blood at the occasion. The foundation informed those who require blood transfusion to contact phone number 700-549-7841. Social Welfare Department took initiative in distributing disabled appliances, aids to differently able persons who are staying at relief camps in Thawal District. Thawal District DC Ahantem Subhas handed over the items to 18 inmates of 7 relief camps in Thawal District. Student Council of Caesar Academy of Health Sciences, Langold, along with Caesar Blood Center, jointly organized a voluntary blood donation camp at Caesar Blood Center, Langold, to mark World Blood Donors Day 2023 on the theme Give Blood, Give Plasma, Share Life, Share Often. Director of SAHS Dr. M. Amuba, consultant of Caesar Blood Center, Dr. Rasmani Chongthamt, and Assistant Professor of Community Medicine, Dr. Saramt Gautam, took part in the event and also gave financial aid. 50 volunteers donated blood at the camp. Sri Sri Govindaji Brahma Sabha performed rituals at Sri Sri Govindaji Temple, praying for peace in the state. Before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. At least 9 volunteers of Nungshum Maite village killed and 10 others injured in violence that erupted at Kamelok area in Imphal East District. Republican Party of India Atwale President Ramdas Atwale expresses worry over killings of 9 civilians in Kamelok violence, appeals for peace in Manipur. In the wake of attacks on civilians and unrest, 15 organizations of Manipur Summit Memorandum to United Nations seeking urgent intervention of human rights and humanitarian issues in Manipur. And curfew reimposed from 9 a.m. onwards in both Imphal East and Imphal West district after violence broke out in Kamen Lok area. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipur Bulletin. For more news, you can follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Have a great evening and stay safe.
Photon School Kwakatel ki anong session 2023-24 ki class 11 science ke admission ki form thaba hauzare handa ki amati mama